Front nine, back nine, or eyeing the 19th hole, wherever you are in life, Host Plus can help you drive your retirement further. That's a plus.
Welcome to Talk Birdie To Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie To Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to the show. This is a Talk Birdie To Me mini. And Dan, I don't know what question you got there, but let's get going.
Okay, well this one comes from Ginger's dad. And Ginger's dad has said, Marco, there was a halt call to the Australian Open at Vic one year. Can you tell us any more about what happened on that day?
Well, they obviously know. I was right in the middle of it.
You were there.
No,
Yeah.
it was me. It was my call.
I think that's why they've asked you the question.
Well,
Well, you were there too, though, Nick.
I was a couple of groups behind you, mate.
Yeah.
So we'll
Trying
get
to
into all
work out
this.
what happened.
We'll get into it all.
well, look, let's talk about the before the tournament, all
Yeah.
right? Because Rich Beam was playing that week, and he wasn't that far from when he won the PGA.
yeah, true.
What was his book title? He had a great book. It was Beers and Tears or something.
Oh, was
Tears
it?
and
Okay.
Beers, or
Yeah.
whatever his story was. He was had a bit of a drinking issue, Rich Beam, and but he was playing that week, and during the practice round, I had a late practice round on the Wednesday night. I don't know why I was doing that, but I just did, and so was Beam. Now, Tuesday in the Pro-Am, I was looking at the greens going, what is going on? It is Tuesday.
Well, I can tell you the Monday afternoon is
Yeah.
when I arrived.
Yeah.
And I remember walking into the clubhouse, and it was called the AGU back then.
Yeah, that's
rather than
right.
Golf Australia.
Australian Golf Union.
He used to run it. Colin Phillips? or
Colin
someone like-
Phillips.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's a big part in this story
and
coming
I,
up.
And I remember Wayne Smith was there inside the clubhouse talking to whoever one of the officials was, saying, hey, guys, you got a problem. The
Yeah.
greens are brown.
Yeah.
This is on Monday.
Yes.
And as I was leaving that afternoon, they were rolling him and double cutting him again.
Yes.
Just thinking, oh my goodness, this
That's right.
obviously they're going to water him or something.
Yeah, something.
So, anyway, sorry, continue.
So Tuesday we played the Pro-Am, and the people I'm playing with the Pro-Am have got no clue. They don't know what to do. They don't know. They just think, how on earth are you going to play this
Yeah.
golf course? And I was thinking to myself, this is just totally ridiculous.
Am I going to play this golf
I mean,
course?
in the end, I remember that day, it wasn't a windy day, but I was just aiming. I wanted my ball to finish on the front of the green, because most of the greens you could putt uphill.
Now, did
too. Most
Stuart,
of them.
did Stuart Appleby shoot a low number in the Pro-Am that day?
Yeah.
I think he did, right?
Yeah, he did.
I think he
Nick,
shot a
he shot a good score.
or a 64.
That's right. So it wasn't impossible. But the next day was the practice round. And like I said, I was playing in the afternoon, and the greens were purple on a Wednesday night. And honestly, folks, they might have been watered in the morning, but by the time the afternoon came on the Wednesday afternoon, my estimation was that these greens were running at 15. Now, that is off the charts if there's any
Yeah.
slope whatsoever. I mean, Augusta's greens, they run at 13, they say,
13.
probably 13 and a half.
Something like that. But the
My-
slopes are a lot more severe.
That's right. My estimation was these greens were at 15. Now, I was told a long time after they were measured at 16 and a half.
I
Anyway,
believe that.
Rich Beam, I was there, and he was not happy. He said, mate, he'd flown a long way, and he didn't want to play a tricked up golf course, which was understandable. And he was just laughing. He just said, oh, this is crazy. Anyway, I get to the golf course, and I look up the leaderboard, and who was it? Was it Pamps?
Thursday.
Pamps
Rod
had shot a
Pamplin had
decent score.
shot was the par 71 or 72?
It was 71 that week.
71. I think
Yeah.
he shot 71
That's right.
or 72.
Yes.
And afterwards, I heard maybe this is one of the greatest rounds I've ever played.
Yes. That's right.
Level par or whatever it was.
That is right. And also when I came in, I looked at the leaderboard and I saw some 90s.
Charlie Howell shot 86.
Charles Howell
Howell
III
III was playing.
There you go. He
Mm.
shot 86, and folks, it was a perfect day. There was not hardly a breath,
5 kilometres, if that.
hardly a breath of wind, and Charles Howell had shot that. Anyway, so I knew what we're up for. Now that I think it was actually a par 70 because that week the first hole was a par 3.
Yeah.
Remember?
Mm.
And they played it from the crossover. Now where they play the 10th is a crossover, 10th and first crossover. They played it as a par 3. So
Yeah, but 8 and 9 are still 2 par 5s.
that's right. Well, maybe they were par 5s
Yeah.
and the first was a par 3. Maybe that's how they did it that week.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm hitting off the first and I knock it just on the front edge, which was my plan, right? For the week was just, some of these longer shots. I'm not going to land it on the green and go over because you had no chance. So I've got over my chip and I know how fast it's going to be. I hit the chip fat.
Mm.
It got on the green and it rolled and rolled and rolled to 2.5 feet. Now, I hit it fat enough to where I thought it was going to be 8 foot short.
Yeah.
It got to 2.5 feet. I marked it, tapped it in. I thought, my God.
Same hole. I had a 10-foot putt up the hill. I think it was for par. You're saying it's par 3. I thought I'd left it short. It went 4 feet past. Yeah. And I thought a 10-footer I'd left short. So that goes to show.
There you go. Second hole.
Somehow I made the next one.
Second hole, I've parred the next hole as well. Okay. Now I'm playing with Bob Shearer and a kid from Western Australia, Richard Ball. Thank you. Bally. Good bloke.
Yeah.
And Bob Shearer, of course, is Bob Shearer. Right? Bob Shearer, we're walking onto the third going. I'm looking at Bob and I'm going, Bob, have you ever seen greens as fast as this? He goes, these are the fastest greens I've ever putted on in my entire life.
And he's putted on them all.
He's been everywhere, right? He's been everywhere. Anyway, the third hole, I've hit it on the front edge again.
Good play.
Bob Shearer, he's hit it pin high on the right. And Richard Ball was 10 foot short of me.
Mm.
So Bally, and in Australian Opens, folks, every group gets an official.
Rules official,
which is really nice, actually. It's a nice touch.
It is.
Anyway, Bally hits a putt and he hits a 10 foot past the hole.
Oof.
I hit a putt. So I had a good look at his.
Yeah.
I hit a putt and it goes up to the hole and it did a little loop. You know how they do a little loop, a little horseshoe?
Mm.
And it came back and I'm running up. No. It stayed short.
Oh, right.
But it did a little horseshoe and it started to roll back to me.
Oh.
It started to. So I started running and then I saw it nestle.
There's not a lot of slope on the third green either.
It's not much at all.
No.
Anyway, it started to come back and it stopped. And when I marked it, it was in a tiny little indentation. Now,
okay.
I think
that saved you.
I tell you in the thick, that saved me.
Mm.
Bob Shearer putted and he left it just so far short, it was a joke and, he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
He ended up having a 10-footer second putt and it was just, he left it short on purpose and he just didn't go anywhere near the hole because the hole was a danger zone.
Mm.
Anyway, Bally, he gets over his 10-footer and breathes on it. He had a beautiful putt. It almost went in. It trickled past the hole like it would have gone 2 inches past the hole, but it just kept on going and going and going. And it ended up 10 foot off the green again, back to where he was. So he goes back there and now he knows he can't leave it. He can't hit it past the hole.
Go past.
So he hit a shot short. Now, remember how I told you mine did a little horseshoe and stopped? He's left his 6 foot short, did a little horseshoe and kept going and went all the way back down to him.
Oh.
Right?
That's one.
So now he knows.
2, 3.
Now he knows he can't leave it short, right? Now he knows he can't leave it short. So he hits the same spot again, 10 foot past the hole.
Oh, no.
Does the same thing.
Puts it off the green.
Puts it off the green again. Now, Bally is in tears.
Mm.
All right? I look at our...
Literally?
Yep. He's got tears rolling down his face.
Wow.
Or he's at least welling up.
Yeah.
All right? But I'll say tears.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's embarrassed. He's playing with Bob Shearer.
Yeah.
And he's embarrassed about it. So I whistled to our rules official and I said, mate, did you see that? And he goes, yes. And I said, the golf course is unplayable, isn't it? He goes, yes. And I said, well, we're not playing.
Okay.
I said, we're not playing. Now, the reason I said that is because at an Australian PGA at La Perouse one year, it was blowing a million miles an hour.
I remember.
I chipped it on. I had a putt, and I said, Trevor Hurden was there with the horn going. I said, Trevor, if I hit this putt, because it was downwind, if I hit this putt, it's going to go off the green. And he said, no, you got to play it. So I breathed on it. The wind came up, gusts off the green. Guess what Trev did?
Blew the horn.
He blew the horn after so he blew the horn after I did it. So that's raging in my my mind that I'm not going to get sucked in to do that again. So I just said, no, we're not playing. I said, Bob, are we playing? And Bob goes, we're not playing.
And if Bob says it, we're not playing.
Thank God Bob said that. Anyway, so we're not playing. No one else knows we're not. You're 2 groups behind. You don't know what's going on.
I'm waiting on the third tee because I see a commotion.
That's right.
I see a commotion up there.
So Colin Phillips.
There's 4 groups on the hole now or something. Yeah.
So Colin Phillips, who was the James Sutherland of the AGU back in those days, he comes out and he looks at me. He goes, Mark, why aren't you playing? I said, because it's unplayable. He goes, Mark, these greens are just as fast as when we mowed them this morning. And I said, yeah, everywhere else. But I said, around the green, because half the field played, I said, you've had 100 players and probably 100 caddies all go close to the hole, Colin. I said, the green speed might be exactly the same everywhere else, but around this 3-foot circle where the hole is, the grass has been pushed down even more, and that's twice as quick, right?
Yep.
And he looked at me and goes, I don't believe you.
Okay.
Cue Peter Thomson. Tomo arrives on his buggy.
The legend.
And he had heard the entire story. He said, Mark, give me your ball. So I threw in the ball, and then there's a beautiful picture if you're on YouTube. There it is. Tomo, that's me in the background. Nice colour shirt there. I should actually get that colour shirt again. What would you call that shirt?
Lovely slacks.
Yeah.
Lavender.
Lavender.
Yeah.
I should be wearing more lavender. Anyway, Tomo dropped the ball right there, and the ball rolled straight off the front of the green.
Right off the green.
And he looked at Colin Phillips and he said, Colin, the golf course is unplayable.
There you go.
And Colin Phillips was so angry.
I bet.
I'll never forget it the rest of my life. He was so angry. He was filthy.
Yep.
So he didn't cancel it. You know what he did?
He suspended it?
He got people out to water the greens.
Ah, yes.
So you can't do that mid-round. You've got a whole field of players who have played this hole when it's not been watered. And he thought it was okay to then water the green to try and slow it down. So you probably got 30. You would have been one of them.
Yeah, I was
waiting.
waiting.
Able to play it as a playable hole. So then Peter Thomson said, "Colin, you can't do that." And not long after, the first round was cancelled, and it was perfect weather.
Yep, it was a crazy day. I just remember blue sky, no wind, and we're waiting on that third tee because we heard all the commotion, and then they came back and told us, and you go, we're all walking off the course just shaking our heads. Like, how could this happen? So
yeah.
Became a 54-hole event, and then Steve Allen
won it. Cousin Stevie
won the Australian Open. He played great.
He still hasn't thanked me for making it easier for him.
Did he play the first day, or did he get a round in, or was he one of the ones maybe in the afternoon?
He was right behind me.
Oh, was he really?
He was in between you and I.
Okay.
Stevie Allen was right behind me on that particular day. It's funny, I got into the clubhouse afterwards, and no one knew what to do. And Colin had never said, he's passed on a long time ago, but he gave me the biggest death stare of all time.
Okay.
I just felt the heat, and all I remember thinking to myself was, I said, I've got to make this cut. I can't give him the satisfaction of missing the cut.
Yep.
And I knew I had to play the last few holes well, and there was burning in the back. And I made the cut.
Oh, well done.
I made the cut. I made the cut in the end by a couple of shots, but I'll never forget the death stare. Like, he's looked at me like it was my fault. Like, I still can't believe it.
Tell you now, they
from
Monday onwards, it was just like, and they had all the warnings too. All the players were telling them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you need to water these greens, slow them down. They're too quick.
Yep.
So what happened, like in the club rooms afterwards, the conversations must have been pretty brutal and pretty animated, I would think. And I would imagine that there was a view that this can never, ever happen again. So was there ramifications as a result of what happened?
Well, there was a period of time where they thought the Australian Open best score should be even par. And that's why they did, Royal Adelaide back in 1998.
Well, Peter Thomson had a bit to do with the course there.
That's
didn't he?
right.
I remember that.
So Tomo grew the rough up
Yeah, it was
And-
Carnoustie like.
And what they wanted to do, they wanted a winning score to be around par. And at Victoria, because it's quite a wide golf course and they didn't really have the rough, what they did, they decided to make the greens as hard and as fast as possible and make the even par winning score that way.
Yeah.
Didn't win. I mean, what in the end, they watered the greens and I think
don't
he shot 15 under or something like that for
I
3
don't know what it
rounds.
was,
I don't know what it was.
All I
but
know
it
is
was
I
a-
didn't win.
It was a long way under par, I know that. Anyway, that's the story. Who asked the question?
That was from Ginger's dad.
Ginger's dad.
There you go, Ginger's dad.
Yeah.
I hope
Very
that explains it well, but we've never had a problem since.
No.
Maybe we did.
The lakes.
Yeah, the lakes.
Oh,
We also had a problem 2004 at Moona Links
Moona
where
Links.
they were watering
They
in
were
between
watering
groups.
the greens. Yeah, I remember that.
See, and that was Peter Thomson. Peter Thomson then built Moona Links, and his wish, the open course,
Yeah.
that was so the winning score would be level par. But in 2003, that's where Loddard won and lost the trophy at the Portsea pub, right?
At the pub.
But they got the 4 most beautiful days in the history of the Mornington Peninsula, and the winning score was like 20 under par.
Yeah. The Rob,
Tom, I
maybe?
didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the very next day, I remember there was a pro-am the very next day somewhere. And it was one of those Melbourne
was
windy.
blowing.
It was blowing a million miles an hour. So he missed out. But yeah, that's what happened. There was a period of time where the winning score, they tried to get it to even par, and that's what happened to Dick.
Yeah, nice. Oh, good story.
Very good.
Good
Righto.
story and a great photo too.
Great question. So thank you for the question, and we look forward to many more.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.
Oh my word.
Titleist GT, a new class of drivers.